Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about Wendy Adelson's alibis on the day that Dan MARKEL was murdered. And I wanted to do this video because there's a lot of questions surrounding this case and why Wendy still has custody of Dan's children and why she hasn't been charged. And I will be doing a series of videos on Wendy's defense and possibly some videos about some of the state's evidence that involves Wendy and maybe some of the evidence that involves Katherine Magbanua's case. But first I wanted to do this video about Wendy Adelson's alibis because there are a lot, and I will start with the day of Dan MARKEL's murder because there is no evidence that she committed the murder because Sigfredo García has been charged. But let's start with a week before Dan MARKEL was killed. July 11th of 2014, Donna Adelson, Wendy's mother, emailed Wendy to confirm a Best Buy appointment to fix a broken TV set. It was scheduled between 8 a.m. and noon on July 18th of 2014. July 18th was the day that Dan MARKEL was killed. So Donna Adelson, Wendy's mother, had set up an appointment for Wendy to get her TV fixed. The exact time frame that Dan MARKEL was killed between 8 a.m. and noon that day. So we do have a timestamp phone call at 8:09 a.m. of Donna calling Wendy on July 18th. And we have another phone call at 9:12 a.m. of Charlie calling Wendy on July 18th of 2014. And then we have another phone call at 9:19 a.m. of Wendy calling Charlie, and that was an 18-minute phone call. The others were about a minute or less. So, you know, they are family, so they call each other, and it would be understandable that they would communicate, especially that morning since there was a TV repair appointment that morning. And we all know the joke that Wendy's brother said that giving her a television set was cheaper than hiring a hitman, but we will address that in some other videos later on. This video is about her alibis. So we also know another one of Wendy's alibis was that she was writing a paper at 11 a.m. that morning, and she says it in the police interrogation office that she was writing a paper and that she has the timestamps of her computer and it was on autosave around 11 a.m. We know, according to police, that unfortunately the murder of Dan MARKEL took place at 10:52 a.m. on July 18th. So she was at home writing her paper while this happened. And we also know that there were some phone calls between Wendy and Dan that morning. Dan MARKEL left a voicemail for Wendy at 9:42 a.m. She did not answer. And then we also have a voicemail that Wendy left for Dan at 11:42 a.m. They had set up an appointment to call each other to discuss their children's schooling, and I believe that they were going to switch schools for the kids. Dan was actually talking to the principal on the phone. Dan had planned to call Wendy after that phone call at 11:30. We see that Wendy calls Dan at 11:42 because she had scheduled to talk to Dan about the phone call. So the next alibi that Wendy has that morning is a trip to ABC Liquors. It was estimated to be at 12:49 p.m. that she went to ABC Liquors and bought the bought some Bullet bourbon, and she tells the Tallahassee Police Department that she had bought the Bullet bourbon and she has the receipts, and she remembers the salesman vividly, that he said that she had blue eyes. And actually, before she bought the Bullet bourbon, she did a drive-by, a cut-through on Trescott, which is the road that Dan MARKEL lived on, and she was said to have done a three-point turn and turn around at the police tape, and she claims this is not true, and they have her cell phone records that say that she did do that. Although we'll get to that in other videos. The next alibi that she has is kind of a ladies' lunch at Mosaic Restaurant at 1 p.m. with some of her friends. I believe it was one of her friends who's a social worker and another friend, I can't remember. And that's where the police officers found her that afternoon and informed her that she needed to come to the police department. And that's where she spends the next 8 to 10 hours, I believe, doing, you know, as much as she can to give information to the police, and a lot of talking, but we'll get to that in another video because that has more to do with her defense. Thank you guys for listening. Let me hear your comments below, and please like and subscribe this channel. I will be doing another video about Wendy's defense and some of the tactics that I think her lawyers have been using and some of her defense. And then I'll do another video about the state's evidence against Wendi, which will go more in depth. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.